À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux.
Welcome to St. Martin Furniture.
À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux. À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux.
Welcome to G2Bear School's second annual science fair. Let's go take a look.
Hi. Hi.
What's your name?
Trista. Young.
What grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Can you tell me what your science project is about?
A rubber chicken bone.
And what are you doing to the bone?
I already did something.
What did you do?
I put the bone in a jar and then I put vinegar and then I waited 3 days for it to get rubber.
Really? So now they're rubbery?
Yep.
Yeah.
This one is rubber and this one isn't. I put this one in the vinegar, not this one. The acid dissolves the calcium. That's it. You gotta squeeze the end of it and then it's rubber.
So I just have to squeeze it like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is rubbery. No, this one's not. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Noah.
And what grade are you in?
1.
Can you tell me a little bit about your science project?
Yeah. This is how I started off, and then I got a cup and I put the pipe cleaner in it, and then I put a filter, and then it turned off as this.
So what does it do?
It changes all different colors.
Really?
The pipe cleaner soaks all the water, and then it changes color.
So you have to put little dots with pen on there first?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Anea,
And what grade are you in, Anea?
grade 1.
And can you tell us a little bit about your science project?
Yeah. When I got some water and I put food coloring into the water and I got some flowers, and when the flower drinks it up, the flower changes color to green because there's green food coloring.
It's pretty neat. So how long have the flowers been in the water for?
About a weekend.
Yeah? And so they've been soaking up the green for a weekend now.
Yeah, I think so. Then all the others, because there's more food coloring in this one, and it turns the green more faster than those two.
That's pretty neat. Good morning.
Good morning,
And what's your name?
Rebecca.
What grade are you in, Rebecca?
1.
So can you tell us a little bit about your science project?
Yeah. Please ask me what kind of frogs there are.
What kind of frogs are there?
There's one that's laying eggs and one that's getting some food to eat and one that's just happy and one that's going swimming and one's just on dry land and then this one's a bullfrog and then this one is a frog on just dry land too, and this one's the same one as that one.
Okay. What do the frogs eat?
They eat like all of these kind of things. They eat all this.
Okay.
And please ask me to tell you about a frog's life.
What about a frog's life?
First they lay eggs, and then there's a little tadpole, and he has little back legs and a long tail, and then it goes shorter the tail and then longer legs, and then it's like long legs and shorter tail, and that one's like it has front arms now, and shorter tail, and that one's just like a frog that has no tail, and that's a normal frog.
That's pretty cool.
Please ask me what frogs eat. I already told you.
What kind of sounds do frogs make?
I I didn't want my dad to put that in.
You didn't want your dad to put that one in? Okay, well, let's skip that one then. How do you catch a frog?
We have a net and we put it on, and then we catch it in the net, and then we just bring it home.
Wow. What about the next question?
To tell you the story about the snake and the frog.
You want to tell us the story about the snake and the frog?
Once upon a time, me and my sister and my two cousins were down at the lake in Savannah, and Sarah were on the trampoline, and then me and Serena went on the trampoline. Caught some frogs, and then we caught it with. And then Sarah and Savannah wanted to have them for the snake to eat, but we said no, and then they caught a frog, but we didn't care because it wasn't ours. And then they put it in the bucket. Me and Sarah and Serena and my sister were watching the snake eat the frog. And then he tried the head first, and then he couldn't get it, so he tried the back until it gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and then when he ate it all and the head was just sticking out, it looked like the snake has two heads because and when he ate it all, he got fat, and then he gets shorter again.
Really? Well, how about you tell us why you like frogs?
Because they're fun to play with.
Really? Good morning.
Good morning.
And what's your name?
Skylar.
Hi, Skylar. And what grade are you in?
Grade 1.
Can you tell us some about your science fair project?
Sure. What is a fingerprint? A fingerprint is impression on your finger. No one else has the same fingerprint as you. Not even identical twins. Even if they still have the same DNA, they still don't have the same fingerprint. The fingerprint never changes. Even when you're 77, 74, any age, it never changes. Okay. There are 3 types of fingerprints: arches, whorls, and loops. People might have the same type of fingerprint, but they never have the same thing. People can use fingerprints to identify people. Like cops, they use it to, when they grab stuff, robbers grab stuff, they leave their fingerprints, and then the cops can get it, and then they can find who it was and then try to prove if it was him. Even hospitals use it. They use it if someone comes in dead and they don't know who it is. They can use their baby fingerprints and try to match who it is.
Really?
And there's these and proof. These are my mom. This is my mom. She has loops. This is my dad. He has whorls. And we have arches, but it's only this a type of fingerprint. See, even Devin and Jordan. See, we both have arches, but it's a kind of type. It's not really the same thing. It's just a type.
So even though they're twins, they don't have the same fingerprints?
No, never. And they never change, and it never will. Just put your hand right on. Your fingerprints never change. And if you like, you can just put your finger right on that, and then put it right on that. See, it doesn't really work good. But you can take this, and you can look at it. And watch out, because the ink almost never comes off.
if you want, you can just wipe your hands with it. And that's my science project, all about fingerprints, and it never changes. Whirls. Just like him, just like my dad. But did you know people can't really tell if they're right or different or not? Only like cops can tell, and professionals would study that tell. And this is my project about fingerprints.
Good morning.
Good morning,
And what's your name?
Jeremy.
And what grade are you in, Jeremy?
2.
Can you tell us about your science project?
Water displacement.
And what are you doing here?
We're putting pennies in.
Putting pennies in the water? Yeah. And is it telling you how much water that the pennies take up? How much room in the cup?
Yeah. It takes up height of the cup. So then when the penny another penny goes close, then it'll just knock down like that. It'll just knock down like that.
So when you put the pennies in the water, it looks like there's more water in the cup, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi,
And what's your name?
Caitlin Carpiet,
And what grade are you in, Caitlin?
grade 2.
Can you tell us something about your science project?
Yes. It creates bubbles as you put vinegar and
Baking soda?
yeah. And when you want it to change color, you put fruit coloring and you mix it and it turns to bubbles.
Really? Do you think you can show us? Wow. So it bubbles like a real volcano.
Yes.
Yeah?
Trying to do it again, Caitlin. I didn't see it go.
I think it might need a little bit more vinegar.
Maybe next year I'll do a volcano.
That's a pretty neat volcano.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Ryan Jarbon.
What grade are you in, Ryan?
2.
Can you tell us something about your science project?
And we put it in the cold water. It has to blow, deflate when we put it in the cold water. It inflates.
So when you put in which water does the balloon inflate?
The warm. The deflated is the cold water.
So do you want to show us how it works?
Okay. Mikey, stop. Stop, Mikey.
Good morning.
Good morning,
And what's your name?
Savannah Alley,
And Savannah, can you tell us what grade you're in?
grade 3.
What about your project? Can you tell us about that?
I'm making recycled paper, and it looks fun because it's fun putting your hands all over in the muck.
Yeah? Can you show us how it works?
Yeah.
So you have to rip the paper and put it in there?
Yeah.
You have to rip it in, and you have to rip it in small pieces? Still need more paper.
It needs to make about that. Because it needs to make about more, like, it needs a lot to make paper.
Really? So are you ready to blend it now?
Yeah.
So now that it's all blended, now what do you have to do?
You have to put it in this, in here.
So now you have to roll it to make it really flat?
No, to make the water come out of it.
Oh. Wow, so now you have paper.
Yeah, it takes about 3 or 2 days to dry.
But you still get paper in the end.
Yeah. But you don't get to write on it though. It's just like decoration kind of paper.
Well, that looks like a really neat project, Savannah. Good morning.
Good morning.
And what's your name?
Ashley Fudge,
And what grade are you in, Ashley?
grade 4.
Can you tell us something about your science project?
Well, I did it on dolphins, and baby names called the calf, and they weigh around 70 pounds when they're born, and up to 3.5 feet long. They're now they might go extinct because people used to hunt them, so there's not really many left.
Are there different types of dolphins?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Just like sharks?
Kinda.
So, what can you tell us about dolphins?
Well, there's like bottlenose dolphins and beluga whales, and well, my favorite animal is dolphin, and like dolphins sleep under the water, and they stay close to shore, and they take care of their babies up to 6 months.
Really? Well, I heard that dolphins can hold their breath for 15 minutes underwater. Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, most of the time dolphins can. Like, dolphins are the most playful, like, sea creature in the world. like they're so cute.
So I guess you really like dolphins. And you know a lot of stuff about them?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Jason Gula,
And what grade are you in?
4.
Do you think you could tell us something about your project, Jason?
Yep. Because when you squeeze the bottle, the density gets harder in the bottle. So water goes inside the straw in the man, then he'll sink. When I let go, air will go back in the straw, then he'll float up.
Wow, that's a pretty neat project.
And then I got a real fish, and I showed, because fish really float by the breathing gas. That's how they float, and then they let it out. That's how they sink.
Really? So what's your project called?
Bottle diver.
Wow, can I try squeezing it? Good morning.
Good morning.
And what's your name?
Drake Russo,
What grade are you in, Drake?
grade 4.
Can you tell us something about your project?
I made a volcano out of papier mache, and I'll show you how it works to make it erupt. I'll show you how to make it. Baking soda, I pour some in, and I have some vinegar with the food coloring to make it look like lava. And I pour some in, and it comes out, and it's like a volcano. It erupts,
So it looks like a real volcano.
but except I try to make the lava like this, but except it only turns out to be the color of yellow, not the orange or any color.
Aw. It still looks pretty cool, though.
I find it does too. Took about 2 days to work on it, to paint it and make it and test it out.
So I see you spent a lot of time on your project.
Yeah, well, we take like not long. Like we built it. My mother and I we made the papier mache, and we waited for the next day. And so we started putting on some more because it looked a little thin. And so after we put some painting on, and then we did some more. We painted here to make it look like some lava, and the volcano erupted.
It's a really interesting project.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
And what are all your names?
Adam Swart,
Andrew Mori. Brandon Russo.
And what grade are you in?
grade 5.
So can you tell us what your project is?
Okay, well, for doing floating soap bubbles, you pour the vinegar in, and you wait for a minute. Then you can't blow anything in there. Then you blow the bubbles over the top, and they'll go in there and they'll float. You just gotta wait a minute.
So now you got to blow the bubbles in?
Nope.
Try blowing it in towards it.
Good morning,
And what's your name?
Kayla.
Can you tell us what grade you're in, Kayla?
5.
And what's your project about?
Making rust.
How do you make rust?
Well, you could use
lemon juice, Coca-Cola, tap water, salt water with 2 tablespoons of table water.
Table salt.
Oh yeah. Salt water with 2 tablespoons of sea salt. And vinegar. The vinegar worked the most, and it was resting on the metal, and it's kind of eating the metal. It's resting the cup, and it's eating the cup. Right there. And the lemon juice was like the second worst because it's not working that well, but I have to overlap it because it was eating the cup, like making it all soft and stuff. It turned like gold a little, but it didn't work that good. My observations were like on when I did it 15 minutes later, the vinegar was normal, the salt water appeared like light brown. The table salt water appeared light brown. Tap water appeared light brown too. Coca-Cola took the longest to show rest on metal. The lemon juice was the second to show the rest on the metal, but not as much rust appeared as on the metals in the salt water and the tap water. This smells the most toxic.
So I guess it's not something that we want to smell, eh?
No. And these were my questions that I had. Like, one of them was, how come the tap water is making it so rusty and bubbly? Because when the iron reacts with the oxygen in the air, iron oxide forms. It's kind of like because it's making rust and all. And yeah, that's my project.
Well, your project is pretty interesting.
Thank you.
Good morning. And can you tell me your name?
Kaylee,
And you are?
Kendra,
And what grade are you in?
5.
Can you tell me something about your project?
The linguine stronger.
Can you tell us why the linguine is stronger?
Thicker.
So how did you test that the linguine was stronger than the spaghetti?
We put this on it and filled it up with pennies.
Do you think you could show us?
Okay.
Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28.
So I guess the spaghetti can only hold 26 pennies before breaking? So we already started with 20 pennies, so how many pennies are we at now?
22.
Okay.
24. 26. 28. 30.
So that one can hold 30 pennies, and the other one can only hold 28?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi,
And what are your names?
Tess Presso. Alexandra Newbert.
And what grade are you in?
I'm in grade 5. I'm in grade 6.
So you're doing a project with eggs. Can you tell us what your project's about?
We take eggs the half shells of eggs, and we want to show how strong they are. And we place phone books to see how much weight they can hold. And it's because they can hold a lot of weight because of their dome-shaped ends.
So can you show us how much? Show us it. So you got to hold 6 phone books.
Yeah. It would probably hold more if we had more phone books.
Did you test it out before? Did you see how many it could hold before?
Yeah.
How many did it hold before?
It held a couple extra.
Really? It's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat project.
Thank you. The Taj Mahal is the same thing that from the dome-shaped roof, and it's very sturdy too, like the eggshells are.
So eggs are a pretty strong.
Yeah.
So this is a water pump. In real life, it's used to take water from underground. This is how it works. First, you have to climb it, then pump. And eventually, water starts coming out. And eventually, it starts coming out, and after you just go, and you start using pumps, you get yourself a glass of water. But this water isn't good for drinking, so you don't really want to drink that water. We might try and drink some cup of it.
Hi, I'm Alexina Hellier. And I'm Taylor Hellier. And we're gonna make a soap-powered boat move. First, we will put about this much water into a pan, like this. Maybe a little bit more. Now, we can choose any boat here.
You choose.
Okay, so we'll do this one. We make sure it is completely flat, or else the water will go on top of it. We easily drop it in the water, hold it in place, and the soap is like the fuel. It will move. And it's because that when the soap is placed in this little square, it expands, like when you put air in a balloon. So it has no choice to move. But once you already put the soap in here, you have to change the water again because it's already into the water and it won't work. See? Look. We'll show you. So you put soap in, but it won't move.
Our science project is on chemical reactions. I'm Kasha.
I'm Amanda. And I'm Vanessa. Correct. And, okay, we're going to do a demonstration of a chemical reaction.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, a story.
For the volcano to erupt, first you need to add half a cup of hot water. You put it in the jar and you mix it with 2 tablespoons of baking soda. You mix that together, then you add some soap for some extra foam. And then we're going to add some food coloring. Put a lot around, like a lot, because it doesn't show up too much.
And then you put the jar back in the volcano. Mix that up first. And then we're going to add half a cup of vinegar for it to explode.
Explain. Okay, hold the mic. Okay, the two main reactants in the chemical reaction are vinegar and baking soda. Baking soda is alkaline and vinegar is acid, and the two are opposites, so when they react together, they react physically and they rise.
Right now they're all digging near the middle of the jar to make where the new home, I guess, is. The reason why we chose this project to see if they'd work together in a new home. So we took a bunch of different kinds of ants and we put them in a jar with different kinds of soil. And we turns out that they were working together. A while ago we had a bunch of them come out and grab some grass and pull it in, and a bit of egg. And then, what was it? And then after that, we just seen, the other day we put a couple larvae, like those ant egg thingies, I guess. And the ants brought it down near the bottom.
So I guess the ants do work together then, eh?
Yeah, more than mostly of them. Well, there's all different kinds of ants. We have like red ants, black ants, army ants, and now they're all working together to just build an ant farm, I guess.
What we do is we pour the water inside the tube. You pour most of it out, you keep a little bit at the bottom. Don't drop it. Okay, that's good, that's good. That's good. You put the egg inside, and you stick it in the cold water. The cold water makes it go faster. The egg should sink down into the bottle by the power of air pressure. Sometimes it goes very slow. Yep. The air pressure is pushing down on the top of the egg, which is making it go inside the bottle. A real-life application could be maybe canning fruit and vegetables, or using a vacuum cleaner, or even hot air balloons could be one. No, don't worry. It's almost in now.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And what are your names?
Kevin Tester.
Brian Larvier.
And what is your science fair project about?
About oil spills.
Can you give us some information on it?
Yeah, when, let's just say a tanker falls over and all the oil spills out, and then it's just a big oily mess. We come up with ways to get rid of it, like spoons. It takes all the oil.
Do you have any other methods?
We have feathers too.
But using a feather is just like oil getting stuck on the animal?
Right.
Yep. And paper towel.
Paper towel works kind of good too. It sucks up mostly water, but it sucks some of it. Now Brian's going to show the sponge.
The sponge? What about the cloth? Okay. What?
So what's the sponge doing?
Soaking up the soaking up the grease.
See all the grease is gone? And it's all coming back.
So is it the sponge that works the best?
No. It's the cloth that works the best.
Are you going to show us the cloth?
Yes.
Yep. I don't need a spoon, Brian.
Hey man, I need one too. Oh wait, you forgot to soak them up. Okay. Well,
So what just happened?
it filtered the grease from the water.
So if you take a cloth, something like that, and put it in the ocean after an oil spill, that would clean it up?
Yep.
It's pretty interesting. Good morning.
Hi.
And what are your names?
Paul McLaughlin. Brendan Miner.
And what's your project about?
Well, we thought maybe that this clock can run off of lemons. And it can, but it just ran out of juice.
So if there was a lot of juice in the lemons, it would work better?
Yeah, and it'll last a lot longer too.
So, but lemon juice for to power something wouldn't last very long, though.
Well, until it runs out of juice, yeah. Might last an hour if you're lucky.
So how long did it take you to work on the project?
Like 4 days.
Took you 4 days to figure it out and everything?
Well, no, we just started thinking about other projects to do. Like, we thought about all these kind of projects. Then, like, we tried out this project and it worked. But it's out of juice now, so that sucks.
Well, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
And what are your names?
Zachary Heyman. Troy Presto.
What grade are you in?
Secondary 1.
Can you tell me about your project?
Sure. Our project was to see if worms like dark environment or a light environment. The worms liked the dark environment, but the soil was too dry, so they died. And this was to see if the worms liked wet or dry soil. They liked the wet soil. This side was wet and this side was dry, but the worms brought the wet soil over to the dry side, so it is mixed and you can't tell which side was which. The worms liked this wet side, but they pulled the soil here. The worms liked the wet soil and the dark environment.
It's pretty interesting. Good morning.
Hi. Hi.
And what are your names?
Michelle Perro.
Erin McKenzie.
Are you in secondary 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your project?
We made a project to find out what's causing our allergies.
And do you have allergies?
Yes.
No.
So we're finding out what's causing Michelle's allergies?
Yeah.
So can you tell us what you did?
We hung that outside. We hung it outside to see what would stick to it.
And how do you find out, what did you put on it so it would stick?
Vaseline.
And what else stuck to it?
Dandelions.
So in the whole wide world, only dandelions stuck to it.
And there was some bugs. But they were too big, so we had to take them off.
That's pretty gross. So, did you figure out what your allergies were?
I think dandelion pollen.
Yeah, a lot of people are allergic to pollen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Eagle Village, Case Populaire Governing Board, and PPO. We'd also like to thank our judges, Gary Gustafson, Carol Perro, David McLaren, Glenda Moore, Elaine Comartin, Jackie Dorval, Sylvia Wimet, and Rob Alley.
À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux.
Welcome to St. Martin Furniture.
À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Mathilde Michaud, je suis propriétaire de l'entreprise Vert Fluo. Chez Vert Fluo, on vend des livres, des disques, des DVD. Pour l'instant, on vend juste des livres français, mais éventuellement des livres anglais aussi. J'ai des disques français et anglais et des DVD. Je suis aussi designer graphique, donc j'offre des services de conception de cartes d'affaires, dépliants, posters. Je fais aussi des photocopies couleur laser, services d'envoi et de réception de fax, puis des services connexes là, comme plastification, boudinage, impression en grand volume, etc. Donc, vous avez juste à venir me voir. On est situé au 316B, chemin Kipawa, juste en face du Provigo, et ça va me faire plaisir de vous servir. Oui, Vert Fluo récemment a gagné un prix qui est le concours en entrepreneuriat québécois. Donc, j'ai gagné au niveau local, qui est au niveau du Témiscamingue. Puis ensuite, j'ai gagné au niveau régional, qui est au niveau de l'Abitibi-Témiscamingue au complet. Donc, j'ai gagné ça à Val-d'Or. Puis je m'en vais en juin au niveau national, qui est à Québec, le mardi 20 juin. Donc ça, j'ai gagné à cause de la qualité de mon plan d'affaires, dans le fond. Les gens ont vraiment cru la façon dont il a été fait, il a été monté. Donc, j'espère que ça va marcher de ce côté-là. Oui, ça va super bien. Les gens sont contents. Les gens sont de bonne humeur de rentrer ici. J'ai la chance de vendre des beaux produits. Fait que les gens sont toujours contents de venir se chercher un nouveau disque, un nouveau livre. Puis, si j'ai pas les choses en stock, on peut faire des commandes spéciales. Je peux tout commander ou presque. Donc, la disponibilité est là. Puis, oui, ça va bien. Les gens sont très contents de cette nouvelle entreprise-là. Puis, les gens me disent souvent que c'est quelque chose qui manquait à Témiscamingue. Puis, ils sont contents de le retrouver parce qu'ils peuvent maintenant se procurer ces produits-là localement. Je vous invite à venir visiter Vert Fluo. On est ouvert le mardi, mercredi et vendredi de 9h à 17h, le jeudi jusqu'à 20h et le samedi de 10h à 17h. Ça va nous faire un grand plaisir de répondre à toutes vos questions. Puis on est fiers de vous offrir un service de qualité puis de répondre à tous les besoins que vous avez du côté des livres et des disques. Alors venez nous voir, ça va nous faire plaisir de vous rencontrer. Merci.
À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux. À partir du 31 mai 2006, il sera totalement interdit de fumer dans la plupart des lieux publics, incluant les bars et les restaurants. C'est le choix qu'a fait le Québec pour son mieux-être. Le 31 mai 2006, le Québec respire mieux.
Hi, I'm Ray Presso, and I'm the new president of the committee for the people that are concerned about the park. I was voted in at the meeting last Tuesday by our new executive, and our executive is Réal Lessière, Jules Bellemare, Bob McLeod, and there's Léon Laforêt, and his brother is Roger Gerard, excuse me. And Karen Renew is on our committee too. And that's about it. And Lance Heyman said he would help us out whenever he could. And also, I'd just like to let you know that we're picking up the petitions, and we want to send them out either Tuesday or Wednesday to Quebec City, to the Assembly, because we have a funny feeling that there's something coming up down there. They're going to talk about the park at the Assembly on June the 5th. We heard that through the grapevine, so that's why we're cutting our petition short, and we decided to send it down. And besides that, I had a meeting with a couple of meetings with Philip Barrett. I had one about a week and a half ago, and he wanted to call a meeting with the group of hunters. So he was supposed to get a hold of somebody, and he was supposed to come down on June the 30th, but he called me last Wednesday and told me that the guy couldn't come down till June. So I met him on Friday, and I told him, I said the committee didn't want to have a meeting with just the hunters, that the committee is working to try to help all the people in this community that are concerned about the park, and we're here to support them. We're not going to support one group more than the other. So we decided that if you want to have a meeting, that he has a meeting with the community, everybody involved, because we feel it would be a lot better for that. At our first meeting, we talked about that phone chain, and we were too busy running after this and that and the other thing, and we would really like you to get it off the ground, and if you get some people and get a list made, contact me, call me, and or give me a list of the people you have with the names and their phone numbers, and get it to me would be really handy, because like I say, if a meeting comes up fast, which there might be one coming up soon, we would really like to get a hold of these people. This is a map that we got just last Tuesday, Wednesday. And this is the park that they're talking about. It's Temiskaming is right down here where my pen is. And then you go up the highway. And this is T Lake here, so it's just off the end of T Lake. And it goes all the way. And as you see, you got Mackenzie Island here, and another island here. And that's, I'm pretty sure it's Corbeau Rock around here. And then you go all the way up, that's Langyel, this red spot. And there's the Kipwa River is in this area that's going to be in the park. I don't know what's going to happen to that. And then now you go all the way up to almost Faube. And that's the new map that we got just last week that the Opimican group got. It's marked May 2006 to 2007. And then I got another map. This map came from the Game Warden's office, and I put in red roughly where that park is going to be, Opimican Park. And Temiskaming is right at the bottom here. And this dark green spot there, that's Basheen. And then you've got 6 clubs in this light green color there. That's 6 clubs in the area. Then you got another club up here, another one here. And if you look, there's not very much open ground left for the people to do all the things that they want to do without paying. And if you go all the way up here, here's Egabel. That's that park that they're talking about up in Rouen and Lassar. But if you look up here, this whole area up here, it's all free ground. And I said, down here, we got very little free ground left. And if the 4-lane comes in from North Bay, and the people come in here and start looking for lots for cottages and around the water, and there's none, well, you can be sure that they're going to go up to past Faub, and they're going to start developing from there, Ville-Marie, and all the way up. So I'm very scared that the development of the gateway to the north in Temiskaming is going to be in Faub, because when they come in here, everything's going to be closed up. You won't be able to buy any lots. So that's my biggest worry. One of them. And they were saying that they're going to go from Montreal. This is the old Parc La Vérendrye. You're going to go from Montreal up to Egabel and down to Ville-Marie to our park. Well, the park happens to be about 18 miles from Temiskaming. So don't expect them to go to the park and then come down to Temiskaming and buy eggs, milk, and bread, because they're going to be buying it in Ville-Marie. So I'm also worried about that, because you all know what happened with the timber train in Temiskaming. The timber train left Mattawa at 8 o'clock in the morning, and most people that got on the timber train were retired people, so they got into Mattawa the night before, had supper, got a room, got up in the morning, had breakfast, got on the train at 8 o'clock, come up to Temiskaming, a 4-hour ride. They got off the train, they had lunch, they got back on the train at 2:30, went back to Mattawa. Then they had supper again because they got there at 6:30 at night. Then they got a room, and then they had breakfast. Well, Mattawa got 2 suppers, 2 breakfasts, 2 nights at the hotel, and we got a lunch. So I feel that we're at the wrong end of the track on that project, and I got a funny feeling we're going to be at the wrong end of the project on this one. So that's another one of my big worries. Thank you. I'd like to thank you very much for letting us into your home and to explain to you what we think is happening with the park. And we are getting information from people all over the place, and it's coming into us. And if you'd like any information, feel free to contact anybody on the committee. We'd gladly give you any information that we have. Thank you very much. Allô, mon nom est Raymond Pressot. Je suis le nouveau président de le comité qui, à propos du parc, le monde qui sont intéressés à savoir ce qui arrive avec le parc. On a eu une assemblée la semaine passée, puis on a eu un comité, puis sur le comité, on a Bob McLeod, on a Léon Laforêt, son frère Gérard, Karen Renaud, Jules Bellimard, puis Réal Lessière. Puis on avait une assemblée, puis on parlait de notre pétition, puis on va envoyer notre pétition à Québec mardi ou mercredi de cette semaine. Parce que je pense qu'il va passer quelque chose à l'Assemblée le 5 juin. So, on veut avoir notre pétition là avant le 5. J'ai amené à soir une map que j'ai pris au garde de chasse. Puis c'est une map de la région. Puis il nous montre comment le territoire est pris pour les ZEC. Puis il y a 6 ZEC, puis il y a 3-4 clubs, puis il y a une parc. On va montrer ça à soir. En couleur, il va montrer comment le territoire qui reste, qui est libre. Ben, ça, c'est le nouveau map qu'on a eu mardi passé. Ça, c'est Témiscamingue ici. Ça, c'est supposé être le parc. Tu montes sur le highway, puis ça, c'est T-Lake, le bout de T-Lake. C'est le White Lake Club ici. Ça, c'est Mackenzie Island ici. Puis je pense que c'est Corbeau Rock à rentrer ici. Puis tu montes par ici. Puis tu as le Niel en haut ici. Puis la rivière Kippawa, là, le Whitewater Rafting, là, c'est à rentrer ici. On va parler de ça. Puis c'est tout pour le nouveau map. Puis à ce temps, j'ai pogné un map au garde de chasse. Puis ce map ici, ça montre toutes les ZEC. On a 6 ZEC dans la région. On a un là, tout en vert pâle. Puis le vert foncé, c'est les clubs. Ça, c'est Beauchesne ici. Puis un autre club ici, puis là. Puis le rouge, c'est moi qui ai marqué le rouge. Ça, c'est va être le nouveau parc au Pimican, ici. Puis ça veut dire que notre territoire libre, là, on avait juste ça ici. Puis tu montes en haut ici, puis c'est Aigabel, le parc à Rouen, Amos, puis La Sarre. C'est entre les trois. Puis si tu vois, là, il n'y a rien d'autre alentour, c'est tout vide, tout libre. Puis il disait qu'on partirait de Montréal, ça c'est le vieux parc La Vérandrie, là. Puis il va monter de là à Aigabel, puis à Aigabel jusqu'à Témisque, au Pimican. La seule affaire au Pimican est 18 000 de Témisque. So, quand il descend, il ne traversera pas le parc pour aller à Témiscamingue pour acheter des œufs, puis lait, puis du pain. Il va acheter ça à Ville-Marie. So, je veux juste dire ça. Puis quand le monde dans les Hors vient de Toronto avec le nouveau chemin là, qui va rentrer là, dans 3-4 ans, bien, il va chercher des places pour des chalets. Bien, tout notre territoire va être pris avec un parc jusqu'à Fabre. Après Fabre, c'est tout vide. Jusqu'à Rouen, il n'y a pas de ZEC, pas de parc, pas rien. So, les autres vont pogner tous les chalets et les affaires de même. Toute le bonne affaire. À place de le nouveau Muskoka commence à Témisque, là, le nouveau Muskoka va commencer à Fabre. So, j'ai vraiment peur de ça. Le Timber Train, là, avant, ça commençait à Mattawa. So, de Mattawa à monter à Témisque, il commençait à 8 heures le matin. Le 3/4 du monde étaient les retraités, ils rentraient à Mattawa le soir avant. Il y avait un souper là, ils ont pris une chambre. Le lendemain matin, ils ont un déjeuner, puis ils embarquent sur le train, puis ils montent à Témisque. À midi, ils sont à Témisque, 4 heures plus tard. Puis ils débarquent, ils vont prendre un dîner, là, puis après rentre 2h30, ils retournent sur le train, ils descendent à Mattawa. Ben, un autre 4 heures de travail. Puis à 6h30, il rentre à Mattawa, prend un autre souper là, prend une autre chambre. Le lendemain, il prend un déjeuner. Ben, les autres, ils ont eu 2 soupers, 2 déjeuners, puis 2 chambres pour 2 soirs, une chambre pour 2 soirs. Là. Puis nous autres, on a eu un dîner. Ben, je peur de la parc, là. Ils disent qu'il va commencer là, puis aller à Agabel, puis descendre à Témis, là. Je pense qu'on est à bout de le track. On va pogner le moins que tout le reste. Merci. Une autre affaire que je veux parler, là, c'est la chaîne téléphonique. Je veux demander au monde de ramasser des noms avec les téléphones, puis téléphone-moi ou donne-moi la liste du monde, s'il vous plaît, parce que après un petit discussion, là, on va avoir besoin de ça, parce que si une assemblée vient ici vite fait, on a besoin de ça. So, s'il vous plaît, essayez de m'appeler, puis donne-moi une petite note avec les noms des personnes, parce qu'on a vraiment besoin de ça. Merci.